This is Unit 1 Leathercraft, and this is our introduction video part 2, where we are going to discuss developing patterns that you'll be using on your project. So I have my 2 rectangle pieces that were in the kit. I've already wet them and let them set for a little bit so they are ready to tool on. But because our main thing that Unit 1 wants us to know is using these 5 basic tools. So that's why we are using these tools to create our own design, to come up with our own patterns that we're going to be using on our. So what I mean by that is I'm going to start with just my camouflage tool. You can do this with me, or if you just want to watch, and then at the end of the video sit down with your tools and practice your own patterns. That's kind of really what I recommend, because I want this to be your own creativity, and I'm amazed every year at what you guys can come up with. So what I mean when I'm saying patterns is usually we have some kind of a border that we do. So for our coin purse, we'll come up with some kind of border pattern to use, and then you can come up with some kind of design of your own. I know a lot of times we use picture stamps or letter stamps for initials, but I don't have that I can send around in your kits with you this year, so I apologize. But if you do happen to have those of your own at your house, then by all means, yes, you are welcome to use them. But otherwise, we're using these 5 tools to come up with some shapes, designs, borders, patterns, stuff like that. So a really common border is to use our camouflage tool, and if you just line them up together, where I'm just barely touching them on the end, then you can see that it's creating a border that can be used to go all the way around. Okay, so you're welcome to use one tool. You're welcome to alternate it up. So if you wanted to do camouflage cedar, then you create that pattern. You create that design. So that it looks like that. Okay, experiment with some of your other tools, and you can even experiment in using these in different ways. So for example, if instead of holding my tool sideways, if I hold it so that it makes the impression up and down, here we go, like that, I can come back and make another one going the same way, and you can see that I've created a completely new look, a completely new design. If you wanted to even come back in the middle of that with your cedar tool, then you could do that as well. Okay, so it's just using your tools. I'm going to zoom the camera in just a little more. Let's see if that helps see a little bit better what I'm doing on my workbench. Okay, I've seen the Vayner tool, there we go, be used to create a wave, where that's using it one way and then flipping it and flipping it back again. And see how it creates the wave. So just thinking of different things, I've seen the way done with the cedar stamp in between where you connect at each tool. Each time you flip it. To create a little extra element. So just kind of however you can get creative, whatever you can think of. I've seen the cedar tool put in the middle, and then the pear shader with the narrow point facing the cedar tool, where it goes around and makes a flower. And I've seen some people who have turned that into a windmill, coming back down with the background tool. So this is your chance to really be creative. These are just a few things to help get your mind rolling. But this is kind of what I mean when I'm talking about creating patterns. Because what you'll do is when it's time for your coin purse, you'll be taking one of these patterns. Let me zoom back out just a little bit. You'll be taking one of these designs and using it as a border tool that goes around. And whatever you come back here, maybe accenting in the middle, or you might choose to do, several rows of stuff back and forth all the way across of a particular design, or alternating borders going across. So anything you can imagine with these 5 tools, go ahead and just do some practicing with it. Try to come up with something that you like, that you'll want to use on your coin purse. And of course the same thing on your coaster and the same thing on your keychain. Those will be the 3 things that we enter in the fair: the coaster, the coin purse, and the keychain.